Morons. I'm not talking about removing them from this plane of existence. I'm just talking about removing them from my life. There's something to be said for being good to people. Know who's good to you and be good to them. Jeff Baldridge. That's one of his sayings. Of course, sometimes you gotta stop, consider that there's a big difference between good and nice. Before we get to that though, I just drove across the street. I was over at the gas station. I had to go get some gasoline. And I figured that I would just cut straight across into the Fred Meyers parking lot. Now, if you notice here, it's still pretty dark. I mean, well, I guess it doesn't look that dark this way. I should show you this way. Somebody was messaging me. Probably somebody I told to go away or called out. Alright, so it's just starting to come up. I mean, my camera really does make everything brighter than it is. It's actually pretty cool. But it's right at the twilight where the sun is just coming up. And when I was coming across the road, I forgot about the little T section, because you can either... They did it weird at the Fred Meyers parking lot. I don't know why they did it the way they did. Probably so that it kind of prevents people from wanting to use the left-hand lane in the wrong way, I guess. Anyway, so I drove across it, and I forgot that there's that little T thing, and it's pretty low. I mean, it's lower than the rest of the curbs around here. It was so low that I was able to drive over it in my Honda Civic here. I shouldn't have had to do that, and I definitely didn't want to, but once I was already on it, fuck, I can't be backing up in the middle of a major fucking highway. I can't. That's not a good fucking idea. So, you know, that's the thing about already being engaged. There's times when you're already engaged, you just have to proceed. A lot of times it's easier just to follow the course and turn back around than it is to try to turn around in the middle of it. If any of y'all have ever tried to turn around on a one-lane mountain road, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. You know, there's a cutoff about 10.5 miles up the road. If you can make it to that, you'll be fine. If not, you'll be backing up all the way down the mountain, and everybody who is behind you will have to back down the mountain too. I've actually seen that once with a garbage truck. Guy's first rider on the route, went up in his garbage truck. Oh shit, no, it might have been it was a garbage truck with a snowplow on the front. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it might have been a snowplow, but that's not what was important. What was important is that it was a tiny fucking road. There was no way for him to turn around. It was in the mountains. And it was probably about, I don't know, 3 to 4 miles back to the main road where he could actually turn around. So he had to literally back it up, fucking dually axles in the back and all that fancy schmancy stuff that goes with a big heavy vehicle. And everybody who thought that they was going to go on a little bit of a trip on that little fucking mountain dirt road, which, you know, more power to them. But just like with many of my issues and with many of y'all's issues, sometimes somebody else's fuck up makes everybody back the fuck up. Now back the fuck up! Did you like that? I get it, I'm not allowed to set boundaries. I got a lot of people who want to tell me about boundaries. People who walked all over my goddamn boundaries. Walked all over them and then want to tell me about boundaries. No, fuck you. That's not how this works. That's how you think it works because you're a fucking sexist or you're an idiot. Well, let me tell you something about idiots. There's this guy named Brock Byington. And he's not that bright of a feller. At least he admits he's not that bright of a feller. He's from North Carolina. Now, I was complaining about what a fucking idiot Brock is. And Jeff Baldridge asks me, well, is he good to you? I said, well, fuck. I don't know what that has anything to do with it. He's a fucking moron. He said, but is he good to you? I thought about it a minute, and I thought, well, yeah. I said, yeah, he's good to me. Jeff said, well, know who's good to you and be good to them. Whether he's an idiot or not doesn't matter. Well, I used to believe along the same lines as Jeff, but here's the thing. Whether or not he's an idiot actually does matter. Idiots will cost you. Idiots are expensive. They will cost you in time. They will cost you in resources. On the bright side, there's a lot of idiots out there who are at least pleasant idiots. Kind of like, you know that alcoholics just make everything worse. But at least some of the alcoholics are pleasant alcoholics. But what Jeff wasn't noticing there, or failed to notice, and obviously so did I, is that these people weren't actually good to me. They were just nice to me. And there's a big difference. Nice is when you're tolerant. You're tolerating them. I know lots of racists that are closet racists and open about their racism in their personal lives. But when they go to work, they are nice to black folks. They talk nice to black folks. They even go right along with the black folks are humans too thing until after work. Now, for me, trying to fuck up my car, thank goodness that curb was lower than most of them. That helped because I did fuck up. You know who fucked up? You know who made that fuck up? Me. But also, why did I fuck up? What circumstances created that fuck up? Also, now that the sun's coming out a little bit more, I want to show you something cool. Come on. You see those trees way, way, way back there? Well, just beyond those is some mountains, but you can't see the mountains. You know why you can't see the mountains? Because it's fog, and it's coming this way. Every morning. Anyway, there's a lot of people who, like I said, these web sleuths, they wanted to get on and play head games, but they didn't actually help. And the only reason that I actually allowed those web sleuths on, hoping one of them would actually help, is because my friends had already showed me for over 2 years by that point that they didn't give a shit. You know how Natalie Bollinger became my friend? After I hurt my back, and my friends showed me that I didn't mean fucking shit to them, and I was going to go commit suicide by taking 37 Vicodin in the Starbucks bathroom in Boulder, Colorado. Well, she walked in when I was on my way to the bathroom. and she started talking to me. She was supposed to meet Maddie Boa that day. Instead, she spent 2.5 hours talking to me, telling me about how she was suicidal and was going to kill herself 100 times. But she didn't, because of me, just thinking of me. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is this girl even talking about? All I ever did was try to run her and her fucking sister off. Try to get them fucking kids out of here. They don't bring nothing but trouble. There's a reason we run off them kids. It's not that them kids ain't people. It's that you guys have shitty fucking opinions and you will fucking literally murder us over an opinion that you have because some little girl won't go the fuck away. You know why Stephen McMillian headbutted the girl I lost my virginity to? It wasn't because I lost my virginity to her, because I didn't lose my virginity to her till she was 19. He headbutted her when she was 17 because she wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. She wouldn't go away. She didn't understand that she was fucking trouble. She didn't understand, no matter how many people and no matter how many times it was explained to her. Leave Sean alone. He is a grown-ass adult. You are a little kid. You thinking you're in love with him isn't going to do anything good for either one of you. And still, she didn't get it. Natalie Bollinger harbored the same stuff, but she just didn't push it the way that Brianna Hernandez Cordona did. Brianna Hernandez Cordona got headbutted by Mobley, a.k.a. Stephen McMillian, for a reason. She wouldn't leave me alone. He told her to leave me alone. He pushed me to the side and said, hey, Sean, I need to take care of this because you're not able to. And he told her she needed to go away. And he got in her face and he yelled at her 3 or 4 times that she needed to leave right fucking now. Right fucking now. Stop harassing us. Stop trying to fucking get Sean hemmed up. That's what he was pissed off at her about. That is what she got fucking headbutted for. Because she wouldn't go away. Because you guys taught her that she's more mature. That she's supposed to go after an older guy. And what did she do? She fucking went out of her way to make my life a living hell. Yes, Mobley headbutted her. Yes, I spoke up about it. Yes, I was honest with her about who headbutted her. She thought it was my older brother, Eric. Of course, it didn't help that Stephen McMillian didn't want to get in trouble, so he went and explained to Eric what happened, and Eric said, well, shit, just let me wear your hoodie. I got an alibi. Like, fuck, man, that's smart. Because it was on the courthouse lawn in Boulder, Colorado. There are cameras that point at that lawn. If Brianna Hernandez would have wanted to press charges and all they had to go by was that fucking hoodie, my brother would have gotten hemmed up for something that he did not do. Lucky for both of those fucking morons, Brianna Hernandez Cordona did not want to press charges. If she had, I would have helped her pursue them. Now, how is she going to pursue those charges now? She's an adult now. She's probably 27 or 28 by now. It don't matter. Mobley broke his own goddamn neck. What a smart feller. This morning I went to get coffee. McDonald's was closed. I still got my coffee, but I had to wait. I saw 2 videos in the last few days, shorts. Both women, both throwing fucking tantrums about coffee. And one of them was a police officer in her squad car complaining that she had to wait. Oh, you poor fucking pampered goddamn princess. That's why you shouldn't be a cop. Your judgment is flawed. I've called out a lot of people for not being friends. A lot of people who, well, I'd given up a lot of my life for empty promises and empty words. They're gonna. But they never do. And then they hide behind their kids. Holy shit. You only have kids because you are irresponsible. You have kids because you wanted to go out and have unprotected sex when you were drunk. I also get to see how if the idiot that you were throwing yourself at last night when you're drunk is good looking in the morning, you got a new boyfriend. If he's not good looking, you can't remember what happened. How strange is that? If you had sex, and nearly every woman that I know has told me this, Sean, you know when you've had sex as a woman. You know when somebody has been there. It feels different. You can tell that something is different. Kind of like when somebody punches you in the face. The next day you still feel it. Or here's another comparison, because not all sexual experiences are bad. Your back hurts like a son of a bitch. You go to the chiropractor and he pops your back, it feels better. And you can tell the next day that it feels better too. As far as actually blacking out about situations, no, I don't do that. I just have, when I get really super drunk, which hasn't happened in over 20 years. When I get super drunk, though, things are kind of blurry. That's because it's oxygen deprivation. You're not able to retain the memories. That's why people like Shannon Alvarado, who only called me when she was drunk, couldn't remember the things that I was saying 10 seconds after I said them. If you actually care about me, you'll find out what's going on and you will speak up. That's what a good person would do. Jeff Balderdy's logic was flawed because Brock Byington wasn't good to me. He was just nice to me. Big difference. Pulling a blanket down to put over my legs because they're getting chilly. Gonna start me another tablet fire here in my car. I'm sure breathing in all the chemicals that come off of it aren't any good, but it burns clean, or decently clean. If I burn an entire thing of them tablets, it's still got less smoke in the air than if I light a receipt on fire to try to start it. Keeping me warm. With my heater busted and I don't know how to fix it. The stuff that I looked at online, and, well, alright, another guy looked it up online because he knew a little bit more about what the fuck the problem might be. That doesn't mean that I didn't look it up online, it just means I didn't know what the fuck to look up. It's a wiring harness issue, I'm fairly certain. If it's not, I know that it winds a little bit more than it should, so it might be a bearing going out. If the bearing went out, then that means that it's getting electricity to it, it's just not doing anything. But I don't hear the electronic buzz of an electric motor that's trying to work when I turn it on. So it's probably a wiring harness or a connection issue with the wiring harness, and that might come down to the fact that these cars are known for being sieves. I mean, they leak like they leak. The problem that I have with my ignition, you wouldn't think that that would be a part of your vehicle that would be exposed to rain or any of the elements. I mean, it's in your dash. It's closer to you than it is even to the exterior. It's this piece right here. Oh, come on. I can't get the camera to point at it. Anyway, that piece, when it gets moisture in it, then it'll start to pockmark where the electric current is. It'll also start to put carbon deposits down, which are resistance. And that resistance prevents the electricity to go through. So when I have problems with starting my car, I didn't need to replace the battery. I needed to replace the portion of the ignition. But I wasn't sure because it didn't make any sense to me. Why the hell would my ignition, all the way out here, it's not this part of the car, this is called the tree. This part right here, this is the tree. These right here are attached to the tree. The ignition is attached to the tree, and on the other side of the ignition, over here, is the part that gets moisture in it. It's on the tree. It's not even in the dash. It's nowhere near the windshield. Oh, shit. Alright, let me show you my fire here and how I just made a big mistake. Here's my fire. Now, in order to not waste the heat, I put that over that like this, put that over that like this. Oh, and it immediately compensates. All right. Anyway, there's a lot of people who claim to be my friends, and they showed that they ain't. I'm living in the conditions that I'm living in, and they want to not bother with finding out what I'm having to live in. They're busy telling me about all of their problems, which, by comparison, are piddly as shit. Is it alright for me to say that? Is it right for me to do that to them? Yes, it is. It's fair and equal. Your problems are more important than mine, I get it. But it doesn't have to be that way. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Alright, I just got a message. Somebody's kid was just kidnapped.